Here we go. Everything's nice up and working. Okay, we haven't missed first blood. I'm happy. We've got a triple bot lane coming in with the jungler playing very close to the turret. Pac-Man Rage getting pretty crazy. Let me just line everything up for you. And the jungler certainly is. Zac in the top lane. There we go. Oh, they managed to get a lockdown onto Zac. The passive procs, though, he's doing fine. So it was a lane swap overall. And there is that first blood. They managed to poke Zac barely just out of that. But at the top lane, Explosive and Tripwire getting just as much turret damage off thus far. But not with a kill. That triple bot lane is an interesting response to a lane swap. Considering they're putting so much pressure on that bot lane to take it down very early. And Kate has a little bit of an advantage doing that. But Crunch has some pretty good lane clear. And it was their decision to do so. They did put him on that solo. Ooh, Explosive getting a lot of damage jumping on him. Defiance might just jump on him now. He's got the Ignite down. No, he doesn't go for the opportunity. Let's have a look at what these guys have been building into. Bot lane, Zac has been dealing with, double rejuvenation beads. We've got the exact same coming from Shem at the top with his sustain build. Rage going to help him out a little bit at the bot lane. They're trying to run in here to get Defiance, to get Explosive. Defiance, I believe, does have his flash up, but he didn't take the opportunity. He knew the jump was up. Oh, the taunt misses. The flash goes off. Is Tripwire going to be able to survive this? Not at all. A Vorpal Blade taking him down for 2 kills in his favor. Meanwhile, the pushing at bot lane still going pretty damn well. 4 standard strat. Mechanical Masters are coming in not as strong with this lane switch up. There's that epic heal from Zac coming into the turret. In the mid lane, we do see a gank coming off this. Oh no, the fear doesn't get hit off nearly quick enough by Crunch. It looks like Defiance, Destro has been doing very well in the mid lane up against Ahri. His sustain is a bit more out there. He's got a bit more in terms of CS, but of course there's the mana focus from Karthus instead. Explosive jumping on Defiance, seeing that opportunity as Tripwire comes in. I don't think the speed up is quite where he needs it to be. Defiance flashing out of there to save his life. That's going to be enough. In terms of CS, there's a little bit up on Caitlyn at the bot lane, especially with that single assist that she got. She's sitting 100 gold over. A lot more health coming out from Defiance, so he's just trying to sustain this top lane with a bit of help from from Pac-Man. And there's the pressure that Ahri's able to put on this mid lane. All Karthus can really do is spam out his, oh, I'm very silly. His lay waste. In comes Crunch for another gank. Is he going to be able to get the fear off? There's that disruption from one drop. Oh, the fear does land, and there's the ultimate from Karthus. It might just take him out. No, it's not enough. Why did one drop Moa stop the chase there? Not going to get them a kill, but a good push out from Karthus. Just a bit too early. And that flash from Letterman saved him a little bit as well. Wow! Chatman doing what he does. It's his assassination. Manages to take down Zac as they got his passive and the kill earlier in the game. I don't think Crunch will be able to follow up on this at all, though. Definitely not. Do not walk into a unfriendly bush with an Ahri in it. Jadman showed his power in the Grinders division last week on that. And yeah, my voice is about to cut out right about now. Yay! Mid lane looks like pretty standard tier into Catalyst build for Karthus. I was very lucky I got in a couple of games last night because I noticed a bunch of the items had changed and just looked really weird. I was very, very depressed to find out about Banshee's Veil because Rise was just that little bit less viable now. Gank coming in from Defiance and Pac-Man Rage. Tripwire actually giving them sight over that by poking them from the... Oh, is Defiance going to be able to get a Vorpal Blade off if he makes a jump for it? No! Lucky Tripwire gets out with his life. Light XO is very much on the sidelines for this one. Bot lane finally getting pressured once One Drop and Crunch get up a bit more in levels and in items. One Drop completely focusing on health stack at the moment. Regen and direct stack. Good old Blue Steel coming out from standard strat here. There is sight on this, but did explosive. Yep, he certainly did react to that in time. And there's the pressure. The pressure that Caitlyn's able to put down on that bot lane, getting that turret early. Mechanical Masters picked the wrong day for a lane swap. There's Destrowood going in. He does actually flash out. There's the taunt from Shen. He's gonna go down. His ultimate is not up, so he's not gonna be able to follow up on any of that damage. Doesn't matter though, there wasn't much put out in the first place. With Jadman 2-0, he's gone straight for that needlessly. There's just so much pressure that TSS can put on Mechanical Masters at this point, but Mechanical Masters, they are a bit of a late game team. The early opportunities for One Drop Mo to gank are pretty good, but his disruption late game is ridiculous as well. He's just gotta hope that Light XO isn't as good with her ultimate as they need her to be, as TSS needs her to be. Heavy pressure in mid, and their turret is actually halfway down. There has been a bit of pressure with Crunch coming in. Another taunt from TSS. It's not going to matter though with Explosive focusing down the turret. So it is now 1-for-1. Gold average is looking about 2k away. Sorry, gold total. TSS look like they've got Dragon control at this point. Without that duo bot lane, they're not able to ward Dragon as safe. Early game health regen coming out. Minimum. Oh, we do see Crunch going in there, trying to get enough damage off on Pac-Man to warrant an ultimate from Destro, but it wasn't quite there. Trying to save that flash as long as he could from Crunch as his team did converge. They may have caught Ari out. No, that ultimate going to easily get her out of there. That Spirit Rush, way too good. Mechanical Masters trying to converge on this mid lane. Will they be able to drop this turret? They will be able to do it pretty quickly with 5 of them all there. The rest of Team TSS are actually going. Oh, one of them's going back at the moment. They won't be able. Oh, they will be able to see this turret with Shen there. Mechanical Masters do know that this dragon is down, so they won't be able to move in. There are not too many objectives for them to take right now that can push that top lane. That bot lane is looking very, very vulnerable. Vulnerable though. Deathfire Grasp already caught out for Jadman. The damage he's able to put off is going to be so intense. If he catches anyone in that jungle, they're not going to survive. A good taunt off from Defiance, who was taking that turret damage with his Giant's Belt. Ultimate from Nami sort of knocked them up, but didn't let the follow-up go off. Defiance taking a bit too much damage. In comes One Drop Moa, thinking his disruption might be able to win this fight for his team. It doesn't look like it's going quite in his favor. The rest of his team was split up by Defiance, so they couldn't really follow up. Got to be a full procession B there, but again, they had that late game team, and it's only 4 kills down. There's only that 2k difference, 2 to 3k. Dragon won't be coming up for a while, but now the focus is really on that bot turret for for Mechanical. With Ari getting both of those blues. Mechanical should be getting their blue back up. And that sneaky little Jadman steal before. There's that Catalyst on Destro. See how close he is. He's a little bit further away than he'd like to be from that Rod of Ages. Not too far, considering 15 minutes is probably that drop-off point for it. We really want to have it out by then to start scaling into the late game as early as possible. One drop, head-on taking Defiance. See, he would have just done so much better with that matchup. Oh, great taunt on from Jadman to Tripwire. They'd managed to knock him up from light as well, but no follow-up. Tripwire was a bit too far away for that one. There's some more health focus coming out from Zac, but Destro's in a bit of trouble. The poke coming out from Jadman is so astute. He's just landing everything, and so is Light. They're going to try and jump on Destro. We're taking this turret down. There's a lot of poke on Crunch. One drop mower coming in there to help with the disengage. In comes the Stand United from Defiance. Is he looking to taunt someone? He certainly was. He didn't get there in time, though. Ultimate coming out from Letterman. Didn't quite do enough damage to Destro. There's that damage coming from Jadman again, and the perfect strike on that on the taunt. They may be picking up drop mower as well. His passive is going to proc, but that's not enough for them to deal with. Oh, and Destro stayed in there a little bit too long. 3-for-0 exchange. Out comes the ultimate. He manages to pick one up. Defiance goes down, and they move in on this mid turret. Very, very good push from Standard Strat, showing why they're here from the Grinders. There was just not enough challenge down there. Up in the Masters, they're still doing well. Double exhaust from Mechanical Masters could do well into the late game. If they get that combo of one drop mower and Destro Ward jumping on the enemy team, that's damage and peel at the same time. And they could easily survive that engage, especially with the Zonyas from Destro. Not something that he's focusing out now. It will be very far down the road for him if he picks it up. I should say when he picks it up, but I don't want to make that call. He can still be creative. Stone's easily coming out from the supports. You all see it. You know what's going on. There's a lot of vision wards coming out actually, so quite a lot of anti-warding from both these teams. There's that burst damage from Jadman, using everything, including that Deathfire Grasp, just to slaughter that Karthus. Still hitting everything. Jadman is amazing at this. He's shown his power on Ari before, sending 303.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, they've got to go back and grab that dragon. It's up and it's free for them to use. Not as many ward opportunities coming out from Mechanical. They don't have the map coverage or control. That is one thing with warding. You've got to be progressive, especially if you're losing the game. You want to try and gain a bit more ground back from your enemy. Don't be afraid to ward a bit more inland. Last thing you want is to go and ward an outside area and just get caught out completely. Both teams are just sitting there stale against each other. I don't know what they're doing. They went for an opportunity. Oh, are they going to stop this back? No, they're not. They're going to keep on going. They totally could have given them a bit of a scare at this red buff. They did have sight on it for a second. $1-9 coming into the game. 5k gold lead. IE shouldn't be too far away for Letterman. Still loving that. Anybody watch his show? Shout out to David. Looks like it's gonna be Karma focusing out that Aegis. No Aegis for Nami, not just yet. She's been focusing on those vision wards, trying to get control of the map that way. Definitely worth it on Baron right about now. There it goes down. Sunfire coming out from Shen. There's a decent amount of AP damage from Mechanical Masters in their initiate to sort of make that Sunfire absolutely okay for them. But he does have that Negatron Cloak. And now with that, Banshee's doing a little bit more in terms of magic resist and health. It works a lot better for players like Shen, for characters like Shen. I really hope we don't see that many Yees coming into this tournament. It would just make me cry. Constant team up and pushing from standard strat are really giving them this map. They're solidly taking each objective. That's what whenever I watch a standard strat game or cast one, I feel like they're doing everything like clockwork. They know what objective to get next, and they just take it. They don't even wait. They just make sure they have the control of the map that they need. Let's go right for it. That's what you need to do as a team. Identify your next target and move as a unit. They are sitting with a 4v. Oh, actually, no. It is technically a 5v5 with that ultimate on Defiance. He can be in that. He can be in that battle whenever he wants, while he pushes that bot lane. So it is going to be that split push Shen potential. Not sure if Mechanical Masters are seeing this. Oh, yep, they're finally catching a clue. In comes One Drop Moa, but now he's out of his team fight. That turret will survive this engage. Lucky. I know I say lucky, I really mean, you know, it's split push Shen. What can you expect? Yay! Pause! First pause of the day. Technically, there was a pause at the beginning of this game that we very happily missed. But, yeah. First pause of the day. Let's see what happened. Let's see how happy these guys are. Technical issues. Hooray. FX known for their technical issues, so it's going to be fun getting onto one of their games. Oh, yes. Let me just double check these guys' armor and magic resist, just for funsies. Make sure nothing is off the charts. I'd laugh if it was. I'm always afraid of doing this. Well, Shen's pretty much off the charts. Sitting 120 above for both. Crazy guy. Nearly coming up to that 10k gold gap. One drop more, now taking on Defiance head to head. Ooh, if they called for a Shen in here, he gets off a perfect taunt. There's a lot of traps there from Letterman to control that lane. Very good, good little tactic there. Great tip coming in. At least when you're pushing in the bot lane as Caitlyn, you can put your 3 traps. I'll just wait for this push to go down, make sure they don't go for the engage, and then let you know after. They are going to go for the engage. Crunch coming in, trying to get out that stun. Sorry, that fear didn't quite work. The disengage from Nami working so well. The ultimate from Shen does come in right on top of Letterman. Japan, their main damage dealer, is going down. They focus down Karthus first. Not a good idea. The AoE still going on. There's the ultimate coming up from Karthus as well. It is 1 for 2 right now, with Crunch going down a bit later in that fight. A great knock up from Light. One drop Moa going to be taken down as well here, but the split damage is coming out. Tripwire nearly going down. They focus down One drop Moa finally moving in on this turret. But here's a little tip. If you are Caitlyn, right here, for if you're purple or red, if you're colorblind, and here if you're blue, great place to just line up all of your traps. Well, especially if you're pushing anyway, and if you're Caitlyn, you will be. Come on, let's be honest. It's a great way to completely isolate the enemy from any opportunity coming out to get farm. So you're really denying them there. You don't always deny farm if you push very heavily. You usually do, at least a little bit each wave. But there is the potential for the player to be good enough to get all of that CS. And to have the damage to take it down as well. But if you deny them the ability to move forward in their lane at all, lest they get trapped and poked out, then it gives them that much more to worry about. And turbo warning coming out from Mechanical Masters, whose standard strat does back off, but they've got a lot of vision wards on their own time. Ladexo not actually denying the vision there, doesn't even need to. That's the beauty of it, that's not their objective right now. Dragon next objective coming up now, trying to widen that gold gap, nearly hitting that 10k mark. Mechanical Masters no sight on the right hand side of the map. They're getting a good lane push at bot, but that's all going to go to Letterman and Jadman right now. TSS just not letting anyone push up. Epic lane warding. Great to see if pushes are coming. People really do underrate the potential of lane wards. But hey, jungle's where all the cool stuff is. Jungle's where all the Jadmen head out. Little bit of a blue steel coming on from Shin. You sneaky guy. Won't be able to finish it off though. Easily going to Destro. Very good one up for Mechanical Masters at this point. They really need that great initiated team fight. It looks like the damage is slated far too much in standard strat's favor for any ultimate or any combo to really work for Mechanical Masters right now. But if they catch off a limited number of enemies, it may just work. Just while we're taking a bit of a break here, while these teams are going a bit back and forth, we might have a catch up by Jadman. We certainly will. His damage is still shredding quite well. Got a bit excited there. There's that ultimate initiate from Crunch, but the Spirit Rush from Jadman actually getting her in a very good position to take them down. One drop more, looking for the peel. The rest of his team is isolated. Can they come back up? There's the ultimate coming out from Shen. Stand United coming on Jadman. Great wall of pain, but it's not going to be enough. It's still one down for Mechanical Masters. Crunch very low. They can now push in. Standard strat looking for blood on this turret. That escalated very quick. Oh, they may just be looking for the Baron. So while I get Baron, because Baron is boring, actually we may see the push from Mechanical Masters, which is always quite exciting. They are staying in their base for now, and the damage is in their favor. But while this Baron goes down, I'm going to give you my impression of a pro StarCraft 2 player. Anybody know where I am on the map? Back to Baron. It's going to go down easy. All theirs. Can they use it to finish off Mechanical Masters though? The peel on Zac is still enough to get them. Yeah, I know. I wasn't clicking the minimap fast enough. I get that, and I was doing it in a very unstructured fashion. But the peel from Zac can still protect them from a push to a point, and the ultimate from Kauthus can still push them back to a point. But I think the pure damage and their ability to spread out, especially with Jadman's Spirit Rush and Letterman's 90 caliber, they're still in a position to outplay and outposition Zac. He really needs them to bunch up to make the use of his peel, to make the use of his engage, to get them, to force them out of the base. But we'll see how Standard Strat does deal with this. Another needlessly on Ari gives it quite a bit of a damage spike with that Void Staff. I love the new look of the Abyssal Scepter, by the way. Looks like a half. It's like a mini scythe for AP casters, as opposed to a death metal pimp cane. Here's the push coming out. It's going to be a split push again with Shen taking on the top lane this time. The presence is definitely there with that Baron Light, just barely missing that water prison. The lane clear, the lane clear is powerful just for both teams. At this point in the game, it's making it quite difficult for Standard Strat to siege this. You've still got Shen at the top lane, but he's only one little Shen. Oh, they got the knock up on Tripwire. He's down. His ultimate didn't even go off at all, so they're missing that now. Zach's passive, I believe, yeah, it is back up. We've got that ready and waiting for the next engage, but it's something that they can easily take down with AoE, especially with Jadman. If he gets off a good Orb of Deception on Zach's globulets of his passive. Ooh, Jadman missing out the taunt, but is that going to take them down that much of a peg? Doesn't look like it. The sustain that Pac-Man Rage provides, Pac-Man and Light provides, is a bit too much for the rest of Mechanical to deal with. Look at that poke, it's devastating. In comes Tripwire once again. He managed to get back to life soon enough to make the siege well worth it. Final siege does commence. In comes Drop Mower. The flash goes out from Litterman as the ult comes down. Oh, Defiance did not throw that out just yet. They are pushing them back. In comes Crunch. Is he going to be able to finish off Litterman? Just barely. His lifesteal was sustaining him for so long. In comes the ultimate from Defiance. They managed to catch off Destro. Explosive is in a tough spot. He does actually manage to double jump through. He gets the refresh, gets the double. Ultimate from Karthus may just be able to land Explosive the second kill. How's the refresh going on his jump? It's very, very far away. The flash from Light is going to save him. Shen got out of there as well, but it was a 3-for-1 exchange, kind of. You still had those first kills underneath the turret at the just before the fight broke out, so a bit of an even trade. But now a lot of those members of TSS are left without that Baron buff. I think Light is the only one. No, Light still doesn't have it. I think it was refreshed by this moment. Yeah, it's just gone now. They may just have to wait for that second Baron to come up. So Mechanical Master's still able to push them out. They might be able to fight their way back into the League of the Lord of League's good graces. Again, they do have a brilliant team fight combo, but their damage is a little bit lacking at this point in the game. No one lit 18 just yet. Jadman's sitting at top with 17 on his levels. Defiance not too close. Not too far behind. Zach has purely been focusing on that health. Now getting a bit of magic resist. He's really taken up for his team. They note the powerful amount of peel that he has. There is a decent amount of AD, but the magic pen from Jadman is just doing so much more than it needs to. That really warrants the Negatron from Zach, and we do have another pause coming out. Probably just those technical difficulties again. I think it's on Standard Strat's side. More technical issues. Our ADC's bad. Cheers. Cheers. Very great. Let's just check out a couple of these items going now. We do have Locket of the Iron Solari on Pac-Man Rage as well. So that does come in for his team. That's what you saw actually with that engage on the last team fight with one drop mower jumping onto Caitlyn. That's what's procced. And then we had Pac-Man pulling out his shield onto Caitlyn as well. So it was double shield sitting on her. That's why it was so big. There's that disconnect. Poor Litterman. Poor So sad. And now we do have that finished Death Fire Grasp. Sorry, Rabadon's Death Cap on Jadman coming later into the game, but we do have that Negatron Cloak on Zac. They've finished off an Aegis, so they're not too far away from getting that Bulwark. Surprisingly, I did think it was going to be a Bulwark coming out on... I say these gem names and I forget them, sorry, on Karma. But it in fact was that locket, so they've still got that potential to open up, to branch out into an Aegis. They haven't right now because they don't really have that direct need to. They're still pushing quite a lot of power. They want to focus on damage, they want to focus on sustained sieges. But that's one of the big troubles for Mechanical Masters right now. If they do come back, there's so much scaling potential on standard strat still there. Particularly in that Aegis. Seraphic, not Seraphic. Seraph's Embrace. Seraphic Embrace. Ooh. Seraph's Embrace finished on Karthus at this point. Again, he's still not focusing out that Zonias, which could make it very difficult for them to get a good team fight off. He's building up that damage. I think he's going for a Void Staff. It'd work a lot better if that Aegis was out for the enemy team. It wouldn't work a lot better. It would be a little bit more understandable. Team's the team, though. Split push again from Shen. Crunch trying to defend up against it. They're going back to the sieging position. They know they can be pushed out now. I love that. Insta-ward destruction. So sad. They have very short lifespans. We do have the taunt coming onto one drop more. They're taking out the tank first. They managed to just barely miss that chance with the ultimate from Tripwire. Good block on that headshot. But that's just a great example of what a taunt from Jadman can really do. Just amazing use of Ari at the moment. One drop more, went back with a refresh. That insta health refresh on Home Guard. He may just be going in for the initiate. Here he goes! Hasn't thrown out the ultimate just yet. Defiance was caught at the very tip of that. He's not split pushing anymore. Letting that mid lane push, come to think of it. Oh, they've caught Tripwire out. They managed to get him off with a single auto attack. In comes one drop more for the peel and the disengage. He's actually turning it into a re-engage with Crunch coming in, trying to focus down Letterman, who does have way too much health regen. In comes the ultimate coming from Shen. They managed to pick off Karma along the way with pure AoE, moving in on Defiance as well. He's very, very durable, but he's going to go down. It was a 5-for-2 exchange coming into that. There's the initiate from one drop more with a follow-up from Crunch. They tried to focus down the ADC. It did kind of work. They managed to get the rest of them down by pure AoE, especially Pac-Man. But really, really great follow-up, considering that Tripwire was the first one to go down and that Wild Growth was not available to them. They're going to go up, try and get this mid-turret. I don't know if they've got the damage to really go for a Baron, so they are. This is a good call for them. Even at that 10k gold gap, they can still take away team fights, guys. Game's far from over. You can hear my voice whimpering in the background at the sound of the game going on just that little bit longer. Morello's on Pac-Man Rage, probably going to be procced on Zac, coming into a team fight. Not sure if I saw that Randuin's go down. Could be quite helpful, especially against Explosive, especially getting his refresh on his jump, making him very effective in team fights. He can just follow up so quickly. Hasn't quite finished off his Blade of the Rune King yet. He did focus on getting that IE. Static Shiv, instead of finishing off the the Bloodthirster on Letterman. Both teams just dancing around a little bit, and again this week, another week where I just completely didn't have time to get a duo Shoutcaster. I want to make sure if I get a duo for you guys, he's definitely all there. We've got synergy. We know what each other's talking about. No run-of-the-mill casters here, except for me, but that's a given. Confidence, right? We do have the needlessly large rod on Karthus. It looks like he may be focusing on getting that Rabadon's out first, though. Yep, he finishes it off. He doesn't main out getting the Hourglass, but just considering that last team fight, maybe Hourglass isn't exactly what they need. They just need that ability power push. There's not an abundance of magic resist. Here's the ultimate from Crunch. Good flash out from Pac-Man Rage, but the solid peel coming in from One Drop More. There's the ultimate that would stand united onto Pac-Man. It doesn't actually do enough at all. They managed to focus her down, and Jadman is finally in the outskirts, taking the damage. Pac-Man Rage goes down from somewhere outside of Orbital Blade, managing to catch Crunch on the side of that as well. Everyone on Mechanical Masters looking very low. Oh! I believe that was actually a flash dash into a Vorpal for Shen, bringing down the Lulu. So it was an equal trade, sitting 2 for 2. But the rest of Standard Strat are looking very, very healthy. So they're coming out a little bit on top there. Great team fight, but it was a very, very split up team fight. We had that engage from Mechanical Masters when Standard Strat weren't really around their entire team. So they could really pick each of them off one by one. Especially Karma going down first there with that jump from Zach. Locking them down. Those are the words that I was looking for. Not peel, lockdown. That is what Zach's doing. Let me just test my English. Herder. I had good language.
Red team has slain the dragon.
$12-19 coming into the game at this point. Again, Mechanical Masters, they're coming back. They've got the damage they need at this point. They have that follow-up from Karthus with that Rabadon's. They've got the protection a little bit with the locket on Crunch. And you've seen the lockdowns, the engages that Zach has really created for them. Definitely RBB over in the chat. It's Hodor! I like. Still that 10k gold gap, despite these wins. Now with that Blade of the Ruined King finished off on explosive, their damage is spiking quite a lot higher. Jabman is decently squishy for them to take down. He is trying to get himself a Zonia's though. That's not going to last long. Blade will be coming out for Letterman as well. We'll see if he transitions into a Guardian Angel for his endgame. Bit more anti-warding from Standard Strat. They've been using those very tasty vision wards for a long time. I'm expecting a lot of heavy use of vision wards in the Masters for the rest of this tournament. The rest of the day should go into about 6 PM, by the way. Just to keep you in the loop. Defiance doing a bit of split pushing. He may just take down this turret. No, he's going to attack Crunch at the turret. He did focus that down a little bit. Once he gets that, though, they can move in, grab an inhib. Push those super minions. Split push Shen a little bit too strong. There's a good amount of poke coming out from TSS, but look at that, Pac-Man Rage caught completely out. There's nothing that a Stand United can do. He uses his ultimate. He's not able to engage at all anymore. Left at the bot lane. Very great pick-off from Mechanical Masters. They can follow up so quickly with that Zac. Standard Strat hasn't caught on to that yet. There's a lot of poke from Standard Strat, but if they get a little bit too close, Zac locked down. Lock. Pronunciation. Hull. Crunch and Explosive have found a very happy Defiance. That ultimate from Explosive putting Defiance in a difficult position. Very, very well done, and they will be able to follow up on this, but look at that maneuverability from Shen. He's almost unkillable with his team there. I'm sure he's going to have a lot of an easier time. Looks like another Baron attempt coming out, this time on the side of Mechanical Masters. Standard Strat here to follow up on it though. Mechanical Masters sitting there denying as much warding as possible. It's coming out from Light though, he doesn't care, he's spamming out those wards! In goes the Initiate on Crunch, but he's in a tough position. Jadman pushing out the AP damage that the Assassination has granted him in the early game. He goes down, taking Karthus with him. Sorry, taking Lulu with him. We do have that follow-up from Explosive, managing to take down Nami on the way. Defiance went down in the middle of that fight as well. Karthus pulling out the ultimate. Will it be enough to take down Lindemann? Well, I did not know his ability power was that dangerous. My God. Baron is now very much theirs. It was a 2 for 3. They have Explosive to tank it. No, I'm kidding. They will not be able to move back in and take that Baron. But it certainly is a win for them. A win in their book. Defiance taking on the chase. Do not stop, Destro. There's a good boy. There you go. Alright, moving in a bit later to the game. Let's see what both of these teams have as tools. It looks like Jadman now picking up that Zhonya's, making those dives a little bit more prominent. He was in the middle of that fight. He got that first kill. His team could have followed up on it if he had that Zhonya, so he pushed it out. They would have wasted a lot of spells trying to take him down, I think. And that would have really sandwiched the team. Messed up their focus a little bit for Mechanical Masters. We'll see how it translates. We still don't see that Zhonya's start for Karthus. We see a disengage from Standard Strat. Now Pac-Man Rage actually managing to get veered out by Crunch at the very last second there. Good catch up now with one down and their main burst, one of their main burst APs on Standard Strat down. They're going to focus on getting this Baron again. Can Mechanical Masters do it? They were isolated so bad in the early game. In goes one drop mower again. Standard Strat just getting way too up close and personal. They are sorely underestimating one drop mower's power to lock down targets. Oh, even with sight, they're not able to move in and do anything. So Baron will be going down. Let's see what Mechanical Masters can do with it. They may just go straight for a dragon. They may try to clear the jungle, not necessarily try to take too many key objectives, too many turrets. Getting that gold advantage is really great because they fit with that late game profile, that late game team. Looks like they are going to come in and focus down this turret though. Crunch getting the protection he needs to take this turret out. There we go. They may be the first one to take down an inhibitor, despite having one Nexus. One base turret down. They managed to do it. One inhibitor getting taken down for the Mechanical Masters. They're moving in on this. Oh, this is great stuff. This is what we like to see from the Masters division. Powerful, solid ideas of a comeback. Dragon's going to be their next objective coming in. Wow, they're actually leaving it out. The rest of TSS coming in. They did water it out. That's what gave them that little tip-off. If they'd taken that dragon, that opportunity, they'd be very dead. A couple of the flashes have been burnt. There's that dragon going down for red. Sitting at they've narrowed that that gap to about an 8k. So they scaled pretty evenly now, despite that massive gold gap, and they're getting a good amount of caught outs as well. Standard Strat just a bit too close to that one drop mower. Little bit of a shout out to Fat Poo Gecko, by the way. Just looking at one drop mower's name. All the love. Zach, I'm sorry to tell you this, buddy, but you're not a split push champion. Go on, get back to your team. I'm kind of afraid for him, just a little bit now. They do have tripwire. There's that engage from Pac-Man. He's very, very tanky. Zach has tanked up well for his team. He can take a good amount of hits with those engages that he provides. Got a little bit of vision with them in the mid lane. They're systematically taking down the outer turrets, getting that gold advantage. Completely mitigated. There's the initiate from one drop mower. They only managed to get the lockdown onto Jadman. Pac-Man got away just in time. There's that Zonias. They were completely juked out of that. They managed to get the kill from it though. Can they follow up? They managed to take down Pac-Man as well with their poke. That little bit of a stun coming in from Defiance. Trey's going back and forth. There's just some great poke from both teams. Another stun coming from Defiance. Sorry, another taunt coming from Defiance, but it was a bit too close to the enemy team. There's no one there to back them up. They're going to get another inhibitor turret. They're still rocking Baron. It's not that far from going down. They may try to finish off the game here. It looks like they can. Look how quickly these turrets are going down. My God, TSS taking away the early game. Oh, Letterman throwing down that barrier. Isn't even going to make it. Explosive getting that kill at the very end. Mechanical Masters are going to walk away from this victoriously. Oh my God. Great start to the day. We'll be moving on to game 2 in just a couple of minutes. Let me take a little bit of a look at that for you. But there it is. Mechanical Masters making a brilliant comeback against Standard Strat's amazing laning phase. And coming into those late game team fights, even though they were denying sight, they were getting the damage off that they need to. Jadman had some great engages, but it's just that late game and Mechanical Master's ability to siege. That was so good. It is sitting at 12:20 now, so we're probably going to get right into the next game. We'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. We'll see how this goes. What's the next game coming up? Oh, it's all good. That was an amazing one. Love it.